the last but not the least for sure, so we decided to have one of the best speaker for the last one. Boorghan Nezami. He is a faculty at economics at Rice University. He's been on Student Association of Sharif University in 2001, which is basically the main political student organization in Iran. And he just came back from Iran 2 days ago. Boorghan Nezami.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for gathering here to support the political prisoners in Iran. We are all here in defense of Iranians' violated human rights. And of course, we should not forget why these people are in jail. Why millions of people show up in demonstrations despite the Iranian regime's brutal use of force, which has resulted in hundreds of lost lives and thousands of injured people. I've been asked by my friends since the election night, what's the real evidence for fraud which made people so mad that they are eager to risk their lives? Of course, since almost entire top and mid-level members of Mousavi and Karoubi's campaigns are in jail, it's sorry, there's some. And it was impossible to document and announce the hard evidence of election fraud. However, the fraud was so apparent that majority of people, especially in large cities, never accepted the election results and were willing to risk their lives to defend the last remaining role of people in Iranian political structure. Let me start with anecdotal evidence about election fraud, which I learned in my father's home village, Narajabad, which happens to be my last name too. Narajabad is a mid-sized village with about 1,200 eligible voters in northwest part of Iran, which was a stronghold for Mousavi. 2 weeks before the election, officials distributed about $50 per person among poor villagers and promised to make this payment every month if Ahmadinejad gets elected. A false promise without budgetary backing. Some villagers bought into this false promise, and being a relatively small village, people were knew each other intimately. The expected election outcome was a narrow win for Mousavi by 700 votes against 500 votes for Ahmadinejad. But when ballots were counted on June 12th, the election night, in Narajabad, in a village with 1,200 eligible voters, there were 1,600 casted ballots, allegedly casted ballots, and surprisingly, Ahmadinejad won by 900 votes against 700 votes for Mousavi. This kind of anecdotal hard evidence for ballot stuffing is also consistent with statistical analysis of the official results as well. For example, Professor Mibain's work on Iranian election fraud has also documented statistically significant negative correlation between percentage of Ahmadinejad's votes and invalid ballot casts. In another word, when they stuffed with Ahmadinejad's name, they forgot to add the right proportion of invalid or void ballots. Now, the question is, why did the regime orchestrate such an obvious fraud? The answer is in the political philosophy of Vilayat Mutlaqe Faqih, which does not seek for legitimacy of the state in people's support, but rather Khamenei, who is the current Wali Faqih, has showed his iron fist to Iranian people to belittle their role, their last remaining role in political structure of Iran. And of course, majority of Iranian people have not given up their rights. I should emphasize that although there might be some decline in the number of demonstrations by people of Iran in the recent days, people of Iran, even the most religious masses, have not given up, and they refuse to yield their power. Because in any republic, even in Islamic Republic, people would not give up their right to govern themselves, to dictatorship of Wali Faqih. And we all stand united with people of Iran in their defense of their rights. Thank you.